Sumimasen.
Cause now we ain't Rugrats, man. We all grown up. But we still screaming SpongeBob.
Sumimasen.
I had another one. I had another burp and I coughed it out.
Welcome everybody to the very spiritual, very contented, very whole Bikini Bob Inquirer podcast. How are you doing this
I don't think we've ever
day?
recorded at this time of day before.
No.
This is a new time of day. It looks like Christmas at your house.
It is Christmas at my house because we are a
Christmas
very
time.
spiritual house.
Looks like you shaved.
Why am I so spiritual? I have.
You
My
look
lips
like
are
a
very
baby.
red at the moment because my wife wants to sleep with the fan at the moment. And so I wake up every morning with just completely ruined lips, just dry as anything. Anyway, we're a very spiritual household today for the reason that we have been gifted by the Lord above Neptune 2 pieces of SpongeBob content. The game that we'll get around to at some stage.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's come out yet, has it?
No, but like everyone's posting their reviews and everything. It's like,
Yeah, but we are losers who didn't get review copies.
we are losers, but we are still spiritual losers. And then lastly, the new movie. There's another cringe trailer, I've been informed. So we're going to be.
Who told you it was cringe?
I just know. We're going to be taking.
Well, I guess we'll get into it. I actually kind of like the trailer, but we'll get into it.
No, the cringe has gotten too deep. It's gone too deep into him. He can't come back.
Quite possible. I guess speaking of which, we'll get right into it here pretty quickly. But Rehydrated, title relief, it's done. We raised $700 something dollars.
He's dead.
I missed out on the last day. I had some stuff, but I watched back a little bit of the stream you did solo, and it looked like a good time. The game looks interesting.
I struggled.
I figured
really badly. I came away from that recording. It was late, so there was a lot of that.
Right.
But I came away from that recording and I was like, I think I could probably go the rest of my life and never stream again.
It felt cozy watching through. Like I kind of skipped around.
I think I was just tired. I had
a question
not having
about
someone else
something
to
you
kind
said.
of bounce off. It makes it hard.
But we gave away some copies, I guess.
Yeah.
Pladley, enemy of the show, won a copy.
Enemy of the show. Mr. Jeff
got a copy from his brother. He got a copy from Zach. So thought that was funny.
I saw that. I was just like, that's interesting.
Is he going
to play it?
Zach Pack fan. I don't know. I was playing Fortnite with him last night, and he was like being all. He's being a jerk, is what I was gonna say. But no, he had worked all day and was sick and tired, and like I was telling him something about like Fortnite, and he was like, "Oh, that's cool. I couldn't care less," or like, "I don't give a crap," just saying like really dismissive stuff. But he did say, he was like, "I've been in a really SpongeBob mood because I won a copy of this SpongeBob game from my favorite YouTuber, Zach Pack." So he might play it. I think he owns Rehydrated because his wife wanted to play it. But
that game sold so much. I think everyone owns a copy of Rehydrated.
I own 2.
So it's the new equivalent of Wii Sports.
Yeah,
everyone.
That's totally like a fair comparison.
Absolutely. I don't know, 4 years ago or something, was like, I really want to play that bowling minigame again. I struggled so hard to find a copy of Wii Sports.
No, again, Pladley, he bought a Wii a couple years ago, and he went all over town, like, looking for a copy of Wii Sports. I was shocked that it was that hard for him to find a copy of Wii Sports. Because it's one of the best-selling games of all time, because it always came with the Wii. So
it was the pack-in one, so it doesn't. It very rarely has the disc. as the case, I mean, because there was a later case edition that
yes,
released.
that's true. But still, you would
which I think
that
is harder to find as well.
You would think that the discs would still exist, but I think a lot of people just don't think to sell it because they figure it's not worth anything.
He drinking that purple monster, my favorite of the monsters.
Yeah, we purple today to match the Who Needs a Normal brand. Although I don't think my channel's actually really all that blue and purple anymore. Now it's kind of orangey. So
no, I've been playing more of. We'll just do our usual fun facts and chatting at the start.
Sure, why not?
If you'd like.
We've been trying to do the topic earlier because it's better for engagement.
Everyone knows what we're talking about.
We're getting reacclimated, you know? We haven't really done this in a traditional sense for a while. We did the stream, but...
I've been playing Rugrats.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
Royal Ransom.
I've been playing that just a little bit each day. It's quite a fun little game. I'm still really enjoying it.
I'm still confused because I think as far as the stretch, I think you were just playing on 16:9. But that plant you sent me a picture last night or yesterday, and I looked at it and I was like, that's weird because the plant looks different than in my copy of the game.
Little legs.
It's got little legs on it, and I'm like, what? Huh? Why? At first I couldn't tell if it was actually Royal Ransom, and then I was like, no, that's definitely Royal Ransom. And I was like, I gotta pull up my copy and see if it looks like that, and I was like, no, it doesn't. That's weird. And then I started playing. I learned, I've already told you this, I learned that in Dolphin you can just use this built-in camera hack on basically any game that you play to use a free camera to look around out of bounds and stuff, and I've been messing around with that. I think that will be helpful for video creation because I like the idea of like recording little like ambient backgrounds of like jellyfish fields in a game or something, and then using it as B-roll footage.
Well, no, if you know those YouTubers that do like the green screen themselves into scenes.
That too, yeah.
That would be a really cool way of doing that. Also, you showed, so obviously the entire street basically in Royal Ransom is modeled.
It's modeled. It's crazy. I went through there to see if there was any secrets.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like there's driving cars back there. Like they've modeled full cars.
And I thought that was really impressive. But then I noticed the opening, like title screen where it's got Rugrats all that shows like a helicopter high view of the tower, and you can see all the neighborhood of the cars going past.
So I think that's what it's back there for.
Yeah.
And it's still just like they didn't have to full on model it for that. Obviously, they could have cut corners.
Is that black and white Woody?
Yes,
background?
It's Woody's Roundup. It's from some set I got at a convention.
What?
I think I overpaid significantly for it because the guy was very good at he was a salesman type, a car salesman type. He's like, this thing, it's so rare, I can only let it go for this much. And I was like, I want it, I'm just gonna pay for it. But then I looked it up later and I was like, this thing is like $20 on Amazon.
Yeah, a friend of mine who's reading through one of my books at the moment has like a proofread for it. I mentioned the main character in the book has a vintage car. He's got an MG GT, an MGB GT, and he messaged me yesterday with pictures because he had just bought one. And I was like, "You bet."
Really?
I was going to buy one. He's having to drive multiple states to go get it, but you know,
doesn't BJ have a cool car? I remember him posting.
He has
back in the day.
an old Renault. Yes, Renault 12, I believe. It's a yellow car. We recorded in that on the weekend for a noir sequence for an upcoming investigation.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
I think I have some clips for
I'm gonna real quick send you what I have of my SpongeBob script, and then you can just read through that when you have a chance.
Hardy har har.
Hardy har har.
Hardy har. Where the
Hardy har har.
Yes, I'm up to that level next.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite
level.
What
have you been up to, Mr.
Well, I've only been home for about a day, a couple days, I guess, and I haven't done much of anything. But before that, I was working on writing a lot of scripts, trying to get all that, because I realized part of the reason I procrastinate and have so much trouble finishing videos is I don't get it all just written, and I just need to get it all written. And I need to be okay with like going back and doing multiple drafts. Like it doesn't have to be perfect the first go through, because I've had this problem where I'll write a video and then I hate it and I scrap the whole thing and rewrite the script from zero, and I need to not do that. I need to just revise the draft. But that's what I've been doing, and I've also been watching the brand new SpongeBob movie trailer on YouTube that released the day I got home. Also, the Mario movie trailer looks crazy.
Look, it's me.
Brie Larson as Rosalina is crazy. That's a man right there.
It's me.
Did you see Brie Larson is playing Rosalina in the Mario Galaxy movie?
No, I did not. I didn't watch the previous one. I won't watch this one. So it doesn't really pique my interest. I haven't seen the Sonic movies. I'm not for the streets, you know?
What he's saying is he is not a man of culture.
I'm a man of culture, no. But the SpongeBob
even though
movie,
he looked very cultured in that little clip that he just put up.
SpongeBob. Is this the fourth SpongeBob movie we're up to?
Well, if you include the Sandy movie and the Plankton movie, then it's...
I don't. No, I don't.
Okay, then yes, it's the fourth.
Sorry.
But if you include those two, it's like the sixth, seventh? I don't even know.
All right. But yes, so new SpongeBob movie trailer has come out. We are 2 months out from release. It's on Boxing Day.
It's like it's a little bit less than 2 months. Because it's on Christmas, I think. Or around Christmas.
It's still hitting weirdly hard, just viewership-wise. Like, it's been out for 2 days and it's got 8.6 million views. I'll be, like, as someone that, you know, cares about all this stuff, I honestly did not think SpongeBob had it in them. Like, the brand had it in them anymore to get that
for sure, I didn't
viewership.
either. I think... like I said at the beginning, I liked the trailer, and I think a lot of people felt the same, like that it's hitting a little bit more. Maybe that's because of who's in charge of it, like his background with the original run of the show.
Can you remind me the name of the guy in charge?
I cannot recall. I just know he was involved in the early seasons.
SpongeBob movie search for SquarePants. Terrible name, but moving on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not
Derek Dryman. Is that who you mean?
I don't remember. I just know I heard we've talked about it before on the show that whoever it is, was involved in the show early on, and I feel like some of the jokes are hitting a little bit more like those early. There's still plenty of the newer season. There's still plenty of like the early season chaos, but we should like watch the trailer before we get deeper into the conversation.
So he's been a writer for 279 episodes of SpongeBob from 1999 onwards.
From the beginning.
So he's been there. He worked on Cat Dog, The Worst Kung Fu Panda. He worked on Boating Bash. He did writing on a bunch of the games.
I think we went through that. I think when we looked at before, I think he's credited on games for some reason, and I don't know if we ever figured out why that was.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we watch this together?
Yes. Full disclosure, I've already seen it for everyone watching at home, but Chester never watches anything, so I think we usually end up reacting on the show because he doesn't ever watch anything.
How dare you? How do I make this look good? How do I make this look pretty?
It looks all right the way it is. I mean, it's okay. There's a little bit of an outline, but I think it looks fine.
I do like the timing for stuff. The voices, as you usually point out, do sound a little bit off. But
I'm
the
actually
timing of the jokes is kind of nice.
I'm actually surprised how it. I don't know if it's whoever's in charge of the game dialogue. I think everyone sounds about right, as far as I recall. Whereas like whenever I play one of the new games, it always sounds really off, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
we did discover that was because they were playing it back in like half speed.
Okay, but
on that one video.
Even when I first played Cosmic Shake and just booted it up for the first time, I was very put off by the way that Tom Kenny sounded as SpongeBob. I one thing I'll point out before we get back to it is just it feels more cinematic than like even the third movie did, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. The most cinematic of all of them has always been the second one in my mind. Like it made the 2D look cinematic and the 3D.
The first
3D
one always felt
crappy,
very cinematic to me at the time, but that might just be because it was the first one and that was my...
Yeah.
I don't remember particularly caring. I never watched the second one in theaters. I don't remember particularly caring for it at the time. But yeah. Anyways,
I always feel like it was longer ago, but it was in 2015. Like it was 10 years ago, and we've had two more SpongeBob movies since then.
You know, we've been doing the CG SpongeBob thing for the movies for a while now. I feel like this one looks a lot better as far as the 3D animation goes.
I'm honestly surprised at this point that they haven't just made the original show CG as well.
Yeah.
Like it's cheaper. And Nickelodeon doesn't care. Like Nickelodeon is not looking at the integrity of the show and like, oh, it has to be, it has to all match. And, we got to continue on with 2D animation because that's where the roots are. Nickelodeon would not care.
Yeah, that's true.
But all right, we shall carry on. Also, who's singing this song? Is this might one of those Cardi B's?
I think Ice Spice is supposed to be in the movie. I don't know if that's her song.
Doesn't everyone dislike Ice Spice now?
I don't. I'm not familiar with that territory, unfortunately.
You're not down with the
drama? Or just like the music industry or anything. Like I don't.
I thought she was one of the Spice Girls until very recently. So I'm not down with it. I asked my wife, I was like, is she related to one of the like Spice Girls? Like, is she like a daughter or something? And she was like, no, she's not.
Isn't it crazy when like we're talking about me and my cousins were talking about the 6'7" crap, and it's like, isn't it crazy when us in our like mid to late 20s feel like old people now? Like, don't.
I've started being called old by people in my Discord that I know are like 2 years younger than me. And I was like, bro, you need to get down with it. I've not understood any of the memes since about 2016. As soon as PewDiePie, no, not 2016, 2018 is when I stopped understanding. When PewDiePie stopped doing meme review, I lost all of my modern culture and understanding of society.
After the moths and the Ugandan knuckles, you were like, I don't get it, bro.
After Thanos, no, he doesn't have, he's got his AirPods in. No. After that, I've been out. I lost track. If we're talking Filthy Frank or any of that, I understood that era, but beyond that, I haven't had anyone to teach me.
Time to stop. We need to hold a meme class.
Trash. Last meme I truly understood was the snap. That's going in my cringe collection of Shrek.
Plaid got really hooked on that one. He wouldn't stop saying that every time I saw him. I'm now like hyper fixating on that fish down on the left. Just look, facial expression.
It's me. And it's you.
Accurate.
It's me because I'm a bit taller. Who's the middle one? That's the ever looming presence of BJ on this show.
Yeah.
Will he come on the show? Wait, no, that's Plaidley. That's enemy of the show, Plaidley.
It's a really good silhouette of the Dutchman, I must say.
It is. Shame it's voiced by the wrong person. Moving on.
I didn't even catch that before.
Loser.
What?
I didn't even catch the high school bit when I watched the trailer before. I must have like lost focus or something.
Zoned out for the second half. SpongeBob's not on screen. Don't care.
I guess. I don't know. I might have been like responding to a message while I had it pulled up or something. I don't know, but The entrance to the underworld is high school. I am. I don't have a lucky brick. I think that. Pause real quick.
The SpongeBob.
I think that part with the intestines is probably like the most modern SpongeBob joke out of the whole trailer for sure.
Listen, I'm happy as long as they're not just beating each other up all the time, because that's all the show is now.
The slapstick and just a lot of the jokes just don't even make sense anymore, where they're just like, they just say, oh, we're so random, we're gonna say random thing and it's hilarious or whatever.
And then Squidward gets hurt. You're like, wow. We're really pushing the medium forwards.
Someone's toenail gets ripped off and
ooh, yeah, yes. Queen.
Anyways, there's probably a little tiny bit. There's maybe I don't remember. I don't recall.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, it is Ice Spice.
Only in theaters.
It was the Ice Spice.
Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh yeah, for the thumbnail of this,
he's hitting the gritty.
I didn't even see that.
He's hitting the gritty. Sorry.
For the thumbnail for this episode, you should use the picture of SpongeBob with the chiseled jaw, I think.
That is designed for that purpose, I'm assuming.
Exactly. Yeah, see? It's perfect.
Very good.
But I don't know, like the shitting bricks joke I feel like is just very early SpongeBob coded to me. Do you not agree?
Early SpongeBob coded?
Yeah. Have you not heard that term?
Pardon?
Coded? Yeah. I'm hip with the kids. No. That's just the way people say things. Like, it reminds them of this. It's coded like that.
Very good. I suppose
Chester's older than me.
Yes. I suppose you could argue that.
I don't know, it made me smile.
There's some good bits in it. There's some good bits. It is, I think, the only issue I have at all is just it does feel like everything we have seen before.
I don't know.
Structure-wise, adventure style-wise.
Sure.
Second party doing an adventure that's not really going to go anywhere.
It feels a little bit
kind of chasing
more
after the main party.
Feels a little bit more refreshing to me this time around. I'm not sure why. I think my biggest gripe is just like, I like Mark Hamill, but he's not the Flying Dutchman.
That's a big issue for me as well. The more I've heard of him talking, the more it's just like, that's just a completely different character.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a different character.
I'm just kind of like, in my mind, it's like, oh, this is just a different, because all the movies kind of feel like they're a different universe. Like, it's like the Pokemon movies where they don't really follow the typical source material stuff. They just kind of do their own thing. Jerry, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Jerry? Jerry, no.
That made me think. That made me think. I was thinking before we started. I don't talk about the Scooby-Doo games enough. I need to do a video about one of the Scooby-Doo games.
Night of 100 Frights, is that one of them?
That's one of them. I think that's the more popular one. I prefer Mystery Mayhem.
Oh.
But Night of 100 Frights was done by Heavy Iron, so I think people like that.
That would be why. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. Night.
One thing I was thinking is I was trying to think.
Game.
Yeah, the Mystery Mayhem. I started thinking about that one when I was watching you play that Jimmy Neutron game. I don't know why, but well, I was thinking with the trailer. Like I was trying to go back. I don't know that I recall an episode where the Dutchman actually had a ghostly pirate crew. It's always been like referenced that it's a thing, like in the game, and like he recruits them to his crew in Shanghai, but I can't recall him ever actually having a pirate crew.
Yeah,
he always was just kind of by himself. So I think that's kind of
that was kind of part of the story of him a little bit. He felt like a bit of a has-been in a lot of ways.
Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense too. So that
Or has been, but also very. There was an aspect that was a lot scarier to him, or a lot more unsettling because he was on his own, and
he was kind of a pathetic character. There was the whole, he wasn't really truly in that episode, but the whole bit in the episode where they think Squidward's dead, where it's like his corpse was used in a store display, and like, yeah, he was always kind of a more like the idea, the subtext was always that he was kind of a pathetic character. I guess that is true. And now he's a lot more like, oh, I'm fearsome. I'm Mark.
They're going back to that
fear me,
scaredy pants type of feel.
Yeah, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I definitely do as well. SpongeBob can get so self-referential and so built on top of each other that
Maybe
you do
that's
get a
what's
level of Flanderization of, the Dutchman now, or even the Dutchman in season 5 or 6 is very, very different to who he was introduced as.
And maybe that's why it feels so refreshing, is that it's not, at least so far that we've seen, it's not being self-referential. It's really doing its own thing.
Yeah, which could be nice.
Do you plan on going to see it, or are you?
Oh, I'll see it in cinemas. I haven't been to the cinemas, I think, since
I knew that. That's why I asked, because we've talked about different movies, and you're like, I thought about it, but it's expensive. And
I'm upset. I really wanted to go see The Long Walk, which is the new Stephen King novel adaptation. Apparently, it looks fantastic, but it's not showing any cinemas in my state. It's just like, all right.
The life of an Australian, I guess.
Life of a cringe Australian.
Life of a British man.
Hopefully it's showing in a theatre near me. I'm not going to drive an hour to go see it.
I would. It's our job, bro. It's our job. We have a Nickelodeon podcast.
Yeah, but it's also funny if I don't. That's part of my job.
It's kind of part of the joke.
There's a new SpongeBob movie out. The main Nickelodeon podcast. Haven't seen it. Happy for you. Have a nice day.
I think Chester's often the straight man of this podcast, and I'm the one being unhinged.
Yeah, well, what's our names right now? Chester, and then the prodigal sponge. Our recording file says the and Chester. I never used to be. I feel like I've had to develop it. Now that I'm working with BJ less, because BJ was always the straight man, and so I could be the kooky funny one. And now BJ doesn't even live near me.
Sometimes you're the weird one, like when we did that last live stream where you just started wandering around in the background for like 10 minutes.
Showing off my legs. I need to work out, sorry to change the topic ever so slightly. We'll come back to this in just a little bit. I need to rework my entire PC setup. It is grinding my gears so badly because of my work, I spend 3 days a week straight just sitting here editing in front of all this.
I gotta fix mine as well.
It's irritating me a great deal. So at the moment I have 3 screens. I've got 2 main 4K screens. That's what I do all my editing and stuff on. And I have one to the side that's for Slack and Discord and stuff like that. That's horizontal. That's like the vertical. So it shows me more screen space. And then I've got my PC mounted under my desk. So it comes with me for everything I move. I'm going to reinvent things. So I've changed cameras, obviously. So this is one of the Osmo Pocket 3s that I really like. What I want to do is I need to mount that light. So the light that's like illuminating my face right now, I want to mount it to the desk so that it comes up and down with the table. And I'm going to change the PC case out for a micro case, like one of the smaller ones, so it can go on my desk as well. Get rid of the third display, so I can kind of consolidate everything down. And I'm going to change the microphone. I love this microphone, but what I'm wanting to change is do an above-mounted one, like here or so, shotgun microphone. So I just never need to touch it or think about it ever again.
Yeah, I mean, I just need a new computer for one. I need a desktop that I can mount. I just have this laptop from 2018. So,
what type of specs you got?
I don't even freaking know.
I don't know. I have a lot of RAM because I put in like the max amount of RAM myself just because I was having a huge problem with RAM. But
yeah,
my graphics card's probably like ancient. So
it's probably one of the 650Ms or something. Is it NVIDIA?
Yeah, it's NVIDIA.
Yeah, 650M. Or maybe the 1660 or whatever those ones. I recently built a new PC, which has been a lot of fun for retro gaming. So I built a video game console, basically. So it's a small wooden case. It's really cool.
And then I was just going to say, and then Steam announces their console and just one-ups you like that.
I know. I'm so pissed. I'm going to buy that too. Well, to be fair though, mine is with a 4070 graphics card, so I can actually do like ray tracing and all that stuff. There is no way the Steam Cube, the Gabe Cube, is going to be able to do that. Yeah, I
heard it's
no way
supposed to be more powerful than the PS5. I don't know.
It's last gen specs.
Yeah,
but I'm keen for it. But so I loaded it with a version of Linux that is entirely controllable with a controller, which is great. So it's entirely a little emulation box. It was meant to have one of the Intel cards in it, but that didn't work out. So now my main computer has the Intel card in it. But I want to load it up with SteamOS on a second drive so that I can run all my Steam games and stuff like that on the big TV. It's nice because it's summer here. So it's spring, so it's getting hot.
Yeah.
So I want to be in the main of the house where the ceilings are way higher and it's not near as many of the windows, so it stays cooler. Rather than also because I work in here.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than spending all day working at your desk. You go, you have dinner and all that, and you're like, I could play some Genshin, I could play some Age of Mythology, and then coming back and sitting in here.
That's the problem, is I get kind of stressed out sitting here, because this is like my workspace, so I usually... That's why I like my Switch, is I can just lay in bed and play my video games. I don't have to sit at my desk.
Yeah. Have you been playing your Switch 2 very much?
A ton. I will probably get the SpongeBob game on it and play it that way. I believe they... I don't remember what I was going to say. I was going to say...
Is it on Switch 1?
No, it's not. Switch 2.
Switch 2? Okay.
The SpongeBob game is. They announced another... they just redid Red Dead for last gen, Switch 1 and PS4, and they just announced again that they're doing it again, and they still haven't done Red Dead 2, and I'm annoyed about that.
Well, isn't it for like Netflix?
They're doing it for Netflix. It looked like they were releasing on Netflix, but they're also releasing a PS5 and Switch 2 specific version. So it's going to like take advantage of the higher hardware, which I think honestly is probably only going to help the frame rate. I can't imagine what more they can do graphics-wise to that one.
I don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, how many copies is that actually going to sell?
I will probably buy a Switch 2 specific copy, especially if they release a physical version of it, because I never got this physical copy of the Switch 1 version.
Like, I played Red Dead 1 on the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I have had no need... hence or since to have played it again.
That's one of my favorite games of all time, and I've replayed it probably 10 times.
Oh wow! Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm talking to an elite here. I guess this is the equivalent of you being like, do we need another re-release of Persona 5? Yes, we do.
Right. It's like
I shall purchase it. It's
pointless for the most part. I still am the problem and will buy it. But I'm ready for a Switch 2 port of the second one. I can already play the first one on my Switch 2. So, I don't know. Right,
yes. I'm really interested in... There's still a few Switch re-releases that I would really like. Like, once it's just on that point, Persona 5 on the original Switch is quite an interesting little thing because, like, the game itself renders in 720p. Like, it looks awful. But then all of the art assets and, like... text bubbles and all that, they render in 1080p, so all that looks really crisp. So like it has a good like balance that makes it work that way. I would love for a Switch 2 version where everything's just running super, super sweet. Because it's just like, I feel like the Switch is in its perfect position when it's just filled with all of those 100, 200 hour games that you just don't have. What working adult reasonably has the time to sit in front of a couch for that amount of time? Whereas, you could bring it with you places, you can have it in bed, you can play 30 minutes here, half an hour, like 40 minutes there, type of thing. That is when I think the Switch is at its like absolute peak. That's why I want to see Metaphor and all that stuff. I'd love to, I've never played the Kingdom Hearts games, but if they got like a better version on Switch 2.
We need a native version, yeah. We don't.
I wouldn't want to do the whole, like, which versions of them are cloud?
All the Switch versions are cloud, except for the rhythm game. Which is a rhythm game, so.
Yeah, I could go with that.
Well, I mean, Kingdom Hearts music's good. I like the rhythm game, but it's like, that's not what you want to play. You want to play the actual RPGs. Yeah. I really want, I was desperate for Kingdom Hearts ports from the launch of Switch in 2019, and then they finally did it, and then I saw it with cloud versions. I was like, frick. So yeah, I mean, my Jephthah's been playing through Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and I think he's enjoying it. I don't know, but yeah, I need to convert you to the Kingdom Hearts world.
I mean, I would still love. Now we live in a world kind of, in a lot of ways, post a console war, just because everyone's fucking lost the console war now. I'd love to see the Jak and Daxter games, and I would kill to see the Sly Cooper games. Even if they're just on PlayStation 5, I would love to see those ones come back.
They are on there.
Just the PS2 versions.
Yeah, they're a little bit. They've done a little bit of like stuff to make them like higher fidelity, but it's emulation, obviously. But I'm a sucker for widescreen. I need widescreen in my game. I think it's on. I think it is widescreen.
Is it?
I could be wrong. It was the first time I'd ever played them, and they're all right. I haven't really gotten deep into them yet, but
I will say,
anyways,
I've been playing. Danae's been playing the Hello Kitty Island Adventure on her Switch, and she's loving it. And so a bunch of her Christmas requests transformed into, I want something of Hello Kitty, I want something of cinnamon roll, and also she hasn't gotten into it before.
I can't not think of that game without the fact that on South Park years and years ago, they said something about they just made up the name Hello Kitty Island Adventure as a joke. And then now there's a game called Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I feel like someone knew what they were doing.
That's so good. But she's been playing that on her Switch OLED, and I tried it out for a little bit. Man, the Switch OLED is such a fantastic console.
I didn't.
The perfect size, the perfect screen. And then I go back to the Switch 2, and I'm like, I've got big hands, and this is uncomfortable for me to hold, and it's so heavy and big.
I have not sold I haven't touched my OLED since I got my Switch 2, but I have not sold it. It's packed away because the screen is just so much better. I can't sell it yet, especially because I want to probably hack it eventually.
But even just the proportions, like it fits in your hand so well. It's so comfortable and light. It feels like something you could actually take with you portable. I cannot wait for a Switch 2 Lite. Or
I was
going
to say, I actually kind of even prefer the Lite compared to like the size of the OLED. I really liked the Lite.
I've never tried the Lite. I've only seen it at the game store, like in a box where like glass ones.
My sister had a couple of them because she lost one and bought a new one, and then she found the other one. So she was letting me use her second one for a while, but then one of them broke, and so she needed it back. But I really prefer the size of it. It's just so much more convenient. So now that everyone's tuned out,
hey guys,
SpongeBob movie.
What is we chat about this fairly frequently. What is your level of excitement for the movie?
more excited. I feel like they haven't been ramping it up enough. I feel like I will say this new, like I said, this new trailer looks good, but I think there needs to be more promotion of it if they want it to succeed.
Yeah.
Like I remember
Danae showed me stuff on TikTok from it yesterday.
Oh,
like she was like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And I was like, "No, I can't look at that. I can't look at that." But like she's getting recommended stuff for it. So
okay, well then maybe there is more. Maybe it's just I'm not in the right circles. I just remember with the first movie back in the day, promotion was everywhere. I don't know if this was a thing in Australia. Probably wasn't, but here, Burger King had SpongeBob inflatables, like these ginormous SpongeBob balloons on the roof of every restaurant. They had all these SpongeBob toys. I'm
sure McDonald's probably would have had stuff for us here, but I was 3, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean that's true, and that was kind of a thing that Burger King was doing that year or around that time, because I remember they also did the same thing for Revenge of the Sith, where they had a giant Darth Vader inflatable on the roof of every building.
Was Revenge of the Sith the same time?
It was it wasn't exactly the same time. It was just I think Revenge of the Sith was 05. So it's close to that same time period. It was just a thing.
It boggles my mind that there was like a 3-year gap between each of those movies. Like that is such a better time gap to do for big movies of a trilogy rather than the one every year.
For Star Wars?
Just for Star Wars, because when Star Wars first came back with Disney, we had like 1 or 2 like a year.
Yeah, they overdid it, and then Han Solo kind of killed it, and they haven't had another one since Rise of Skywalker, as far as
Rise of Skywalker. But then you look at the sequel trilogy, and it was like 1 every 3 years, so it meant that you actually started to miss it and get hyped for the next one and all this type of stuff. Like there was a level of anticipation because there wasn't
between the trilogy, but it started becoming annual with the sequels or at least with the Disney stuff, because then they did Rogue One and Han Solo and
even then, like I'm not sure how you feel about like as an adult. Me and Danae were going for a walk yesterday and seeing all the Christmas decorations going up, and I was like, it feels like it was a month ago that it was last Christmas.
Yeah.
So yearly releases do feel very consistent, like very all the time sometimes. Like I blink and there's a new Call of Duty out. And I was like, well, I haven't played any of them since Advanced Warfare.
I feel like last year everyone was very positive about Call of Duty, and this year they're like, this, who the frick cares?
Really? I've mostly seen people shitting on IGN saying this is the best Battlefield and best Call of Duty in a decade, and IGN said that they're terrible.
But I Battlefield, yes, I've heard it's the best, but for Call of Duty, I've only heard negative things as far as Call of Duty goes.
I don't think I've ever heard positive things from the Call of Duty community until like 3 or 4 years later. Then they look back, then they're like, "Oh, that game was peak. That was the best." I remember
there was definitely a sentiment of Battlefield's better than Call of Duty. Like the people who were like, "I'm not like other girls." Like, dude, I prefer Battlefield.
That's always been the case. What are you talking about?
No, because for a while everyone hated EA, so everything.
Yes, but Battlefield 3 and 4 were incredible, and Battlefield 1 were incredible when Call of Duty was absolute slop. When Call of Duty majorly fell off, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, obviously there was a hard line in the middle there, and we don't talk about that. But there was peak Battlefield during that time.
As far as the SpongeBob Revenge of the Sith thing we were talking about a minute ago, SpongeBob came out in November of 2004, and Revenge of the Sith came out in May of 2005. So they were fairly close together. So that was just something Burger King was trying back then. And I remember like one balloon got stolen from a restaurant, and the person like left a ransom note. Supposedly, I remember hearing about this story at the time, and then like a couple years ago I found a YouTube documentary about it, but I don't remember all the details.
It's very confident of them to release Star Wars in the same year as SpongeBob.
Well, it was technically not the same year. It was just like
same year span.
Sure, yeah.
People are just going to spend all their money on SpongeBob merch, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll release a Star Wars." It's like,
but I just remember being like over the moon hyped for the first SpongeBob movie. Like I was a kid, I saw the new game coming out, all the Burger King toys. I was trying to get as many as I could. And then my dad took me to the movie, and I was hyped. I loved that movie.
Here's the slight question, though. The advertisement for this has been all right. I think this might be the actual worst advertisement a SpongeBob game has gotten yet.
For a game?
For the game.
I've seen a lot of trailers. I don't feel like I saw as many.
I haven't seen anything.
They just put out a new one, actually, yesterday.
Obviously, because I'm not watching them the first minute they come out. I usually watch them with you a bit later. Yeah. Maybe I'm not getting recommended stuff, but like my social media, I'm not getting stuff on. I'm not getting stuff on Twitter, Instagram.
I don't remember anything for Cosmic Shake. Did you see much for Cosmic Shake?
Cosmic Shake fumbled the bag majorly because they announced it a year before, and then they went kind of hard like 2 months before the game released. The game was releasing in like a day or two. Nothing?
Yeah, I guess like with Rehydrated, they pushed really hard. They really got invested in what we were doing as a community.
They had those like Nintendo style ads of like family on the couch playing SpongeBob. Those Wii U style ads that they had at the time. They did those types of things.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember, but I do remember they were definitely pushing harder. And maybe it's just that they don't feel like they have to. I mean, I wasn't around. Well, I was around, but I wasn't fully cognizant of advertising when like Revenge of the Flying Dutchman came out. And like looking back, it's like there's maybe like one trailer there's like maybe one commercial for Revenge of the Flying Dutchman that I know of. Yeah. And it's very like, it's just like the one that we watched on the show.
I guess it must mean stuff that Cosmic Shake did well enough.
Yeah, I think it's just...
If they're not learning the lessons from that, it must mean that they're fine operating at that level. Like, there's no one cracking the whip saying you have to sell as many copies as Rehydrated.
I think it's got to be like it was back in the day, where it's like they're targeting kids. We also enjoy it, but it's just another SpongeBob game. Just like how Creature from the Krusty Krab or Atlantis SquarePants or Truth or Square was just another SpongeBob game. Yeah. Realistically. And it's weird that they're still only doing it with SpongeBob. I mean, they did the one Rugrats one, but that was clearly targeted at older adults.
Are they doing another SpongeBob Rugrats? One? That's the Nick Mix. The Splat pack.
There are Nickelodeon things that are targeted at the older crowd, but I think this. It's obviously for both, but I feel like marketing wise, they're not really as concerned. I think, but that also comes back to the conversation that we've had before, where it's like, do kids even care? Because I feel like realistically, you and I and people like you and I are the people who care, whereas kids have their Fortnites, which speaking of which, SpongeBob is supposedly... I was going to say, SpongeBob is supposed to be getting Fortnite cosmetics in this current Simpsons season they're doing. I imagine it's probably to tie in with the movie and Titans release.
SpongeBob spins through and hits him with the Glock.
So maybe they are targeting kids by maybe they are going to put a SpongeBob skin in Fortnite. I don't know.
I feel like the older demographic is at least 50% of the buying power.
I would argue it's more, but that doesn't mean that Nickelodeon or THQ see it that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
You would think that they'd be smart. I mean, they're the ones, like, they're the professionals.
I think they have to, because like they know the demographics. I think they have to, otherwise why would they do all the references and all that type of stuff to kids that haven't even seen those episodes?
Like, you're right. They don't. The kids don't know who freaking. Shoot, what is his name?
Kids don't know who Neptune. Yeah,
they don't know who Hasselhoff is.
They don't know who Neptune is. Neptune hasn't been relevant in the show since season 2.
Has he not been in the show since the early days?
I mean, I've watched everything up to season 9 many times. I cannot recall Neptune other than maybe
I know as far as like season 9, but I'm talking like after that, because aren't we at like season
I don't know,
20 or whatever the frick? Like, who knows what it has been?
I think 14 now? I think 14. That's what we read. I know he had like one appearance in Clash of the Titans, but
that was still pretty. That was a long time ago.
That was season 6. That's when I was 13.
I was gonna say it's kind of crazy to think how old that special really is.
That's when I was the kid dynamic. So yeah, even then, like even if we're talking like the SpongeBob era, that's still when I was a kid.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like even though this game is grander and an evolution of the formula, I don't know if Nickelodeon cares enough. I think they just figure it's gonna sell. It's SpongeBob. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna buy it. There's also a reason it's not a full price game, even though it could be.
I'll do my usual thing where I'll buy 3 copies because I'm like, I need to support the $1 million, the $1 billion corporation. You know what? I think actually, Mr. Hasbin, I think we need to go into our villain arc right now. Fuck THQ. Fuck Purple Lamp. They didn't send us a copy of the game. Fuck you guys. 4 out of 10. I don't even need to play it.
Don't listen to him.
I'm not buying a copy.
I love you guys.
I'm not going to go see the movie.
Please sponsor us. Yeah. I was telling Plally last night, I have no idea when I'm actually going to be able to play the game. Maybe I'll steal a copy.
Yeah. No, it's.
I will say that at least at the very least,
I just wish they would bloody well learn.
Yeah. At the same time, though, it's like maybe we're just playing armchair analyst. Like they probably know what they're doing, and I mean they are releasing a movie and a game together, and they very clearly have some connective tissue there. Like I said, it seems like they're about to do a Fortnite collab at the same time.
Yeah,
they are making moves, obviously.
They're making moves, but they're doing their usual Nickelodeon just shotgun.
But and that's what they've always kind of done, and maybe it works. I don't know, because especially back in the day, it was Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, Royal Ransom, Rocket Power, Jimmy Neutron, Fairly Odd Parents, like a game for all of those properties. Like every year, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, I will say
SpongeBob.
I do really appreciate. I've been going back and playing all those old games. It's nice to see these different games and different styles and different tones and all that. Like it's cool. I really appreciate it. I really like it. I wish
older hardware produced. I feel like the older hardware forced people to get creative with their art styles and their mechanics, whereas now everything just looks like Unreal Engine slop because it's all on Unreal Engine and it all has that Unreal Engine sheen to it.
Was it Unreal Engine 5?
I think we're on 5 now, yeah. But
on 5 now. I don't know if this is built on 5, but yeah, it's all that same. I mean, we would have gone mad for most people did go mad for this when Rehydrated was announced, and I still stick by. It's just like that's just Spyro, man. That's just Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Originally, I remember getting emotional when I first saw Jellyfish Fields because it did look good at first, but it does look very generic in hindsight.
What game do you think could come out now, remake or whatever, that we would have a big reaction to? Like a remake wise, where we would both be
you've asked me this before, I think. The big one's always Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, just because it's never going to happen, obviously. As far as like scope, if we're talking like licensed games, my personal answer would be like Piglet's Big Game, just because that game is built so much on the environments constructed around the game.
I saw Dunkey made a video of that, and I watched a little bit, because I don't think I've ever watched your video. I've never actually seen gameplay of the Piglet game before. I was like, this is actually quite impressive looking, like the jiggling ears and all that.
Yeah, it was very ahead of its time. It got good reviews even from IGN and GameSpot at the time. It was a good game. I saw that too. I thought it was funny because Dunkey did it like literally a year after the trend. Like almost on the dot. I went back and looked at my analytics when everything popped off, and it was like almost like to the day. Dunks was like, okay, I'm gonna do a video on this game now. But yeah, it's. I never realized it's very people keep comparing it to Silent Hill or Resident Evil. Mechanics wise, it's really like a Luigi's Mansion game as far as like the puzzle solving goes.
I think for me, I would react really positively and that same way to a Jimmy Neutron game like Attack the Tonkeys. Like Attack the Tonkeys isn't amazing. Like it's an alright game. It's a fun game. But just for the sake of it being Jimmy Neutron would be my reaction. But if we are talking SpongeBob, it would have to be Revenge of the Flying Dutchman. I would have a big reaction to that because I played that a lot as a kid. Or Creature and the Krusty Krab.
I was about to say Creature is probably the one I would have thought of.
Music-wise, location-wise, that one could look like crazy. I think I would react in that way of just like, oh, it's my game.
Yeah, and the movie game, I feel like maybe it's just been
sailed.
too long. Yeah. I feel like that has sailed.
That could only have ever been DLC for Rehydrated. That was the only opportunity where that ever.
My only other thought is release it for an anniversary of the movie, but the 20th anniversary already came and went, and then they didn't do anything. So I was gonna do a video on the anniversary, but then I never ended up getting around to it. But
I was in the throes of starting a business, so that was when I was having a break from YouTube. I think I would have if I was present enough of mind and body to have been able to.
Right. I had a thought. My brain is foggy. I'm having trouble holding on to my trains of thought. What was I gonna say?
20th anniversary movie game.
Right. Well, it was before that. Just like I'm trying to think.
Piglet's big game.
I was gonna say something about Jimmy Neutron. It's like if that movie that supposedly was happening, if that does end up happening, I mean, we talked about that back in the spring. We haven't heard a peep from that since.
No, we haven't.
If that does ever bear any fruit, maybe they would do a game then. But even then, like, I thought they might do a Royal Ransom thing when the Rugrats reboot was coming out, and they never did that. So
yeah.
And it's like I've looked back and saw that like when THQ Nordic signed whatever deal they signed, it was meant to be like all these other franchises as far as like remastering and remaking these games.
It was
and
18 other titles.
It's only ever been SpongeBob. And then they also did Epic Mickey, which I appreciate, but I want more of the Nickelodeon stuff. I don't understand why.
If the signing of all of them was a way of getting
like
Bikini Bottom. They had to sign for all of them
not
to get the ability to do it or something.
I was going to say not to get political, but it's like here in the US, the government's been shut down for like over a month. I think they're opening back up, but it's like the whole thing where let's like they have all this list of stuff they're signing. And it's like, if you want to get this in, you have to include this or whatever. It's like that same kind of thing in business as in politics.
But I wonder if it was like, or if it was like they put forward the proposition to take all of it, to like sign for all of it, and we're like, oh, we'll pay this much for all of it, as a way of getting SpongeBob for cheaper or something, being like, oh, we don't actually care that much about SpongeBob. We want all of it. All that's what's important to us. But they only really cared about SpongeBob, and they tried to do a licensing for like a bulk thing.
Right. And there's probably also some kind of element of Nickelodeon has to approve anything they do. And maybe Nickelodeon's like dictating what they're working on, even though they have the rights to do it.
Yeah. Like, even if the rumors of Jimmy Neutron are very minor, there is probably a conversation that happens there somewhere where it's like, okay, you can't make or release anything to do with Jimmy Neutron, because that could get in the way of one of our announcements. If we were wanting to do this movie, we can't have had you guys announce a Jimmy Neutron game. That takes the wind out of our sails to do this. Oh, we're back after 20 years with a new Jimmy Neutron thing. You can't do that. Oh, what about Fairly Odd Parents? Well, we may be doing something with Fairly Odd Parents, so we want to have control.
I mean, they already kind of did that. They did 2 different Fairly Odd Parents reboots. They did the live-action sitcom and then the animated remake, and they didn't do anything game-wise there.
But maybe it's like we don't want to take focus away from that because they're also thinking like social media presence and all that. But then Jimmy Neutron, but then SpongeBob's like, oh well, we're always releasing something SpongeBob. We've always got room for that. But I think there would have to be a level of like we can't like.
I don't think a game would cannibalize the show. I think it would only promote the show. So I don't really think that would be it. But
I think it absolutely could cannibalize interest in an announcement is what I mean. Like if Jimmy, like if you look at Jimmy Neutron, the any hype around that, there would obviously be hype, but if they released a bunch of Jimmy Neutron games back when Rehydrated was coming out, and people kind of got their fill, and then 3 years later they're like, oh, and we're doing a movie, that's different to. They announce a movie out of the blue. It's been 20 years since we've seen Jimmy Neutron. Oh, and they're making a game to come out with it. That's a different release style and marketing style to we released some Jimmy Neutron stuff a little while ago. Now we're also doing a movie.
That is also, but my thing is I don't think they do a game unless they're doing another thing. And that's why it's been so surprising to me that they haven't bothered with Royal Ransom or Fairly Odd Parents, because those projects did happen and they just didn't take off the way that I think they wanted it to. I
think there's also a level of, I've heard in LTT, so Last Tech Tips, them talk about working with different brands, and an issue they run into often is like competitiveness within the brand itself, the different departments. Yeah. So like they would be working on a video with one department of Intel or whatever, and then another department doesn't allow them to do a bunch of stuff because it's not theirs. They damage the other project because there's a lot of competitiveness. I wonder if there's a level of like cross competitiveness or something like that within. That's
certainly possible. Sega had those problems back in the day, and that's why they ended up like, as far as their console business, that's why it all went under. Because like Japan and America, like Japan hated America basically. Like the branches, not the countries. It was like America was always like trying to do what they thought was best for America's region internationally, and Japan didn't like them meddling, and they were always sabotaging each other basically. Yeah, and it was a big problem. So that it's certainly possible, the intercompany politics. I know that was a problem with Big Sky, obviously, and I think it was probably also a problem with like Blitz Games. Probably that's always a factor for sure.
Whether it's the marketing team is the issue, or the film team, or whatever. But it could be an aspect of seeing video games as competition when we would all see them as advertisements.
Right. And
because why wouldn't you do a quick Rugrats Royal Ransom remake to help promote season 2 of the new show?
Right.
Why wouldn't you do that?
It's kind of like how
you've got like.
It's kind of like how Nintendo, like people want to promote their, like, people want to talk about their stuff, but they only want you talking about their stuff the way they want you talking about their stuff, which is on their stupid Nintendo Today app. And anything that's not on, anything that gets shared from that app is struck down. And how they used to like copyright claim anything using footage of their game, like that kind of thing as well. I guess my last thought as far as the SpongeBob games, or even the movie, and I guess this is always the thought, is like, what's next? What happens after this? Because after Rehydrated, it was Cosmic Shake. After Cosmic Shake, it was Epic Mickey. And then after Epic Mickey, it was Titans of the Tide. And I imagine whatever they're doing next is already well into production, if not almost done. I think they probably have multiple teams at Purple Lamp. So
I think they're going to, because it takes a little while for companies to get into stuff. I'm going to put my hat in the ring here, and I'm going to say the next SpongeBob thing, either through Game Mill or potentially through Purple Lamp, is going to be part of the kind of friend slop era that we're in. It's going to be some type of co-op, either party game or multiplayer type thing. Because it takes a while for these for the companies to kind of get on with the trends. But I think more likely probably something from Game Mill than Purple Lamp.
That sounds like a Game Mill thing.
Some type of friend slop.
Or maybe just some left field company like they did with the Patrick game. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Random.
Was that published by Game Mill though?
No, I don't think so. It was all Outright Games.
Yeah,
I don't know who published it technically, but I don't think Game Mill had anything. I don't think they did. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it was just Outright Games. Let's see.
I can't recall. I want to replay the Patrick game sometime.
The Patrick Stargate. Just gonna see if I see anything as far as Game Mill goes. It was published by Outright Games. It was developed by PHL Collective. I don't even know what that is.
Big players.
What is the now I'm gonna have to do some research about the PHL Collective. That's my next big documentary. But, everyone's dying to know about the PHL Collective.
To be fair though, just on our point that we were talking about before, they did a Patrick game to more or less coincide with the Patrick Star show years after that came out. So they could just be really slow.
They did that the PHL Collective did that new Goosebumps game that Game Mill put out. So I guess they have worked with Game Mill. So it's entirely possible that the same developer ends up doing a SpongeBob game.
Justice League Cosmic Chaos. It's a tie-in with SpongeBob? Oh my god. What?
They apparently were involved in the remaster of Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles.
It's actually a fun-looking Goosebumps game.
Aspire.
That looks like fun.
Yeah, I want to play it. I just haven't gotten a chance to yet.
That looks like such a PS2 game, but in like a good way.
Okay, so yeah, their biggest things are Goosebumps and Patrick, and then I guess Star Wars. I don't know what their involvement was.
Addams Family.
Because I would have thought that was Aspire that just developed it, but maybe Aspire just published it.
They made the Addams Family game. Oh my god.
What is this goopy thing?
But yeah, so it could just be an aspect of they're very slow and very behind.
I just want to see. I want to see Purple Lamp do something that's not SpongeBob. And there was Epic Mickey. If they want to do another Disney game, if I can finally get my Piglet's Big Game remaster, go for it, Purple Lamp.
I disagree. Keep them in the mines. Keep them in the SpongeBob mines. Crack the whip more.
But
Burn
that's the thing
out.
is, yes, more SpongeBob eventually, but I want something else. Whether it's Nickelodeon or Disney, I want to see what they can do with a different franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us for this brief discussion about the SpongeBob movie and then moving on to everything else.
We went all over the place. I don't know if it's like...
We've got content to talk about all of a sudden.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, we weren't even talking about the content. We were talking about whatever the frick we wanted.
And the frick we want. This year has been the year of Nickelodeon. It's a perfect year for us to have started.
Yeah. Well, I'm under the impression that it's all happening because we started. We're the reason.
They saw the channel being made and were like, oh shit, a rat, and started hitting the zesty and getting content out for us. They were like, quick, pretend there's a new Jimmy Neutron movie happening.
Bring up the Nicktoons movie from the Minecraft movie guy that also came out this year.
Quick. Beam the rays over to Mr. Hasbin. He needs to know.
I like how I've become over the course of this channel. I've become has-been instead of when he's normal. I am Mr. Has-been.
Mr. Has-been. Sorry,
Well,
Mr.
I mean, it's
Has-been.
realistically, I didn't release a single video this year, so I am kind of a has-been.
Just kind of a has-been. Sorry to say.
Bikini. I open up an incognito tab. Okay, yeah. I was curious because when I searched up our channel earlier, we were the top result as far as like all the videos are the Nickelodeon official stuff, but then our channel pops up. But that was on my channel, so I wanted to look up in an incognito tab to see what happens. And yeah, we're like the third result on incognito. So we're relevant. I'm very uncomfortable with what you're doing right now.
Thanks, guys, for watching.
I think he's
We'll
having a
catch you on
stroke.
the next one. I am
think-
having a slight.